self-esteem too as a kid.
So how did that affect you at school and with your relationships wise? Were you angry because of that? Were you, obviously you weren't inverted, or at least.
I was introverted.
And
I am actually. It's ironic.
Well, I mean, in the sense of like, were you a shy? Were you
super shy, bro?
Really?
Like unbelievably shy. I wasn't a big enough dude to be allowed to be angry. So I was the small kid, even though I was a really good athlete, but I was just saying that to you is a little bit ironic, but I was a really good athlete, but super introverted, super shy, extremely insecure, bullied my entire time as a little boy in school until I became a really good athlete. Once it's sort of shown as I got older, was dude could play, then the bullying kind of went away, but real quiet, not a lot of friends, super shy. And it carries over to this day. Like most of people that know me well would say I'm the most introverted person that they know, unless it's a topic I love. If it's a sport or personal development or business, I can talk all day long. But you get me in a social setting, I'm the dude in the back of the room, hiding in the corner. If I'm at the mall, this is so sad too, but I'm at the mall or something, and I'll see someone from high school coming the other way, I'll duck into a store. Hide on the road when I'm traveling. I love room service. Yeah, it gives me anxiety even just to go out still to this day. So I've had to really, it's why I'm in personal development. I had to work on all these things to be a baseline human. Yeah. I had to get good at self-confidence, good at communication, good at influence, good at being happier. Yeah. Because I lacked all of it as a child.
So about what age? When did you finally say, okay, this is, that's not how I'm going to be?
Great question, Tony. I'd say early 20s, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar. And he used to do these things where he'd cure phobias. And so one of the phobias that day was public speaking. And my little team I was in, Eddie. And we get called up on the stage. He made you give a speech. So like 30 of us get up there and give a speech. And it was just terrifying. I literally almost peed myself. Like I was going to pass out. I was going blank, like in and out of consciousness almost. And then I talked and like, wow. When I was done, at the intermission, they said, Tony would like to talk to you. And I walked backstage and he goes, I've not said this before. He goes, I think you might be the most gifted speaker I've ever seen. Please pursue this. And I was like, what? He goes, I'm just telling you, please pursue it. 2 years later, I was on stage touring with him. Really? And I think the lesson in that for me was, man, like sometimes on the other side of massive fear, this isn't a saying either. I mean this. Sometimes on the other side of massive fear is your great gift.
Oh, I love that.
Or a great rewarding. And like I stumbled into this because I conquered this monster fear. It's almost like that fear is the barrier to get to your greatness. Yeah. And once that went away, and I've had that example happen in a few other things in my life too. So like I kind of chase fear now. I hate it. Yeah. But I chase fear because there's always a gift on the other side. It could be a gift of a reward, but it also could be a gift about you didn't know you possessed. Yeah. And so something I'm addicted to doing now, but that was probably the first example in my life. This is changing now.
Yeah, I'm very similar. I always say life takes off on the other side of fear. I know my life. And I think we talked about that when I was on your podcast, that is the greatest gifts. That's the most, life happens for you, not...
All right. So who are my introverts in the house? Can anybody relate to some of the things that he was saying? Do you know that they say that 70% of Optavia health coaches are introverts? So you're not alone in the house. So we all have fears. And I just loved his message about what's on the other side of fear is where our greatness is, right? Or what it is that we are looking for. So thank you for being here tonight. We are Dee and Larry Korchin. We're really excited. It's Monday night. It's December 16th. And it's just always great to get together with you guys. And it is a busy time of the year, but we're really happy that you're putting yourself and your business as a priority. You know, as entrepreneurs, it can be easy to even unconsciously start to move your business aside. But the fact that you are here making it a priority is a really good reflection of who you are and what you want to do with your business. So we do record for those that can't be here, for that have events, and have some fun things this evening. But we're going to start off with our up close and personal.
Sure.
I'm gonna take it.
So today, you know, as we do every week, again, up close and personal just gives a chance for everybody not only to learn and hear from other partners in our business, but also really to understand where, you know, personalities and where people are coming from. So today it's Debbie Knight. So we have Debbie Pasco and Debbie Johnson. So let's start with our friend from the Sunshine State, Debbie Pasco. Take it away, Debbie. Unmute her.
Oh yeah, you have to unmute yourself. Okay, so this is actually not part of what I was going to say, but now I'm going to say it because of that guy. So my background is growing up. Like, so I am not an introvert in any sense. I am predisposed to being extroverted, loving people, just living life and being big, right? But I was an Army brat and we moved a lot, and I have intensely crazy hair that was really horrible in puberty. And I was very smart with a wacky sense of humor and super skinny, and just like I was the perfect formula for this is the person to pick on, and always knew. So I was kind of like that. I've got this little, like, the basis of this person who would love to run around and be friends with like everybody, but I just basically was really good at making people pick on me. So the good news was that I was always like leaving soon because I was going to be new somewhere else. But so that was it. I think that a lot of that has to do with some of my struggles right now that I'm going to be talking about. So my background, those of you who don't know, because I've said it before, is that I come from a family of like scientists and health professionals and physical fitness, and that is kind of where I started my journey with this. I used to live in Woodstock, Georgia. I belonged to Lifetime Fitness, and it was like my home away from home. And my workout partner was also my boss at work, and she was a pharmacist. So I worked in a pharmacy for about 14 years. I worked in the pharmacy, and so like she was my buddy, and we just were awesome, fit and healthy and all that stuff. And then boom, I got pregnant, because when you get healthy, you also get fertile. So at 38, 39, I had my son. So I moved to Florida. I had a 5-month-old and a 5th grader, and was getting them kind of adjusted to life. And because I didn't have my job or my family or my friends, I spent more time on Facebook and started noticing my sister posting things about getting healthy, which was like awesome because she needed to. And then my mom started. And that was when I was finally like, well, okay, what the heck are you guys doing? And Laura invited me to, they used to call it a meltdown challenge. It was a health games kind of thing. And it was basically just this Optavia, not called Optavia back then, but it was an Optavia thing that you got to do kind of off plan. And so I wasn't going to do it, but I decided to finally do it. And I was always skeptical of any kind of like plan like that. Like when you pay a celebrity to prance around on the camera, you know, and be like, this magic shake makes you very thin and healthy. And I was like, no, I know how to be thin and healthy, and that's not it. So I was already skeptical, but when I came into this thing, I saw the integrity, both the scientific integrity and then like the human heart integrity. I started being really interested, and I thought, okay, I don't have friends, I don't have a job, I don't have anything right now, and this could be an awesome way for me to like move into those things. So I reached out to my sister's coach or my sister's friend, and ended up being routed to Dee, who was like, sure, but do you have any weight to lose? I mean, it's like kind of hard to coach something you've never done. And I was like, heck yeah, I have a baby. So I did the plan. I lost some weight. I think I lost 8 pounds. I didn't have a lot to lose anyway, but I was fascinated that I found something that I thought 8 pounds in 2 weeks was, or however long it took, was insane. And I knew that it was what I wanted to do. So I started coaching, but then that's where those old demons from the past kick in with the insecurity and all that stuff. So what I found, I kind of took notes a little bit. Things that are going well for me are, I feel like I've grown so much. I didn't know that I still had some growing up to do, but I did, because I'm still growing up, and I didn't realize that I had kind of plateaued, but there was so much more. So I'm very excited because I'm becoming a better me, which is awesome. And I feel like I'm kind of growing into the potential that I have, which is what we do with our clients, right? I used to say you become your 2.0 version. And then I realized my clients don't become their 2.0 version. They just become who they really are. So that's kind of what I feel like I'm doing. I'm becoming who I really am. And I'm gaining confidence, which is freaking awesome. Sorry. Things that I'm challenged with are things like self-discipline and organization, and at least I recognize it. But I'm super grateful that I have Dee. I'm glad. I'm really insanely impressed with the learning center that we have on the computer, and just all the training and all the resources that we have available to us. So my challenge is also, I would love to get really good at like bringing on coaches and helping them grow, because I feel like that's my next step. That's what I'm missing. So I feel once I get that in, things are going to just be amazing. But I feel like I'm still growing into my awesome. And I love what we're doing. I love that I get to work with you guys, and that this is my society now. And then of course, just all the other networking that I'm doing, just meeting people of the kind of caliber, they're the kind of people I want to be around anyway. So thank you guys. Mwah.
Well, awesome, Debbie. Thank you so much for sharing. Dee, you were going to say something?
No, it's just been so fun to be a part of Debbie's journey, to watch her face some of these fears, watch her walk through frustrations or disappointments, celebrate victories and happy times with you. And somebody just posted it. They said, you're already awesome, right? You're like, more awesomeness is coming out. And we'll be talking. We're going to talk about, supporting, acquiring and supporting coaches. We'll continue to train on it, and you're not alone in wanting to grow in that way. So thank you.
Yeah, and Debbie, you kept talking about growth and everything. So just an FYI, Dee tells me to grow up every day. So just an FYI. So, all right, now we're going to the greater Roswell, Georgia metropolitan area. And Debbie, can you share a little bit today?
Hey guys, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yep.
I started, just kind of a little background on myself. I feel like I'm a little on the new side compared to some of the coaches, but I think that there might be some new-ish coaches like myself around. I started back in February, and I started coaching and program on the same day. I kind of came to it, my background's nursing, and I probably came to it with a little bit of arrogance, in all honesty. I am a personal development junkie, kind of. But maybe I didn't always really recognize my weaknesses sometimes. I had one client for like a month, and I thought I was just going to hit it and be gangbusters and just do everything super fast. And it didn't really happen that way. And it's still not really happening that way. So like my December goal is executive director. And as my very smart coach was telling me today, is just to visualize it and just keep working. We're only halfway in. It's December and all that, but we're still, it's very possible, very visible. So, I definitely use, as far as something that works for me, I do love the storytelling, and I think people connect with that. So for me, social media is a natural progression for me. I've used it for other things in the past. I've managed my husband's Facebook page and that kind of stuff. So I'm not. Social media doesn't make me nervous. I'm very comfortable with that. It's funny that when he was talking about about the speaking and the fear, probably a couple of years ago, I had gone to speak at a city council meeting, and I was mortified. I can talk to anybody face to face, but getting up in front of people was really quite hard for me. And I was mortified at my delivery. So I joined Toastmasters, and it has been amazing. Like I'm learning to listen. It's so great. It's just, which is what, of course, that's what we do, right? That's why introverts do so well at this. So like maybe one thing that I needed to learn and do better in the beginning with social media was, like they talk about, how would you treat somebody at the grocery store? You don't walk up to them and say, hey, you want what I've got? You don't want to do that. You just really just engage with people with, put our heart first, put my heart first. And I really have been completely amazed, especially in the last month or so. People haven't liked a post, haven't commented on a post, and then they'll see me out, and they're like, "Can we talk next week?" So they're inviting me into the conversations. I don't feel like I'm pursuing them. I was at a party this weekend, and that very same thing happened. This person I didn't even know she even saw my stuff. And actually, one of my clients was the same way. I forgot we were Facebook friends, and she called me. So, so anyway, so that's, so my challenge is I tend to keep missing my goals. So I've had this executive director goal for a long time, and I'll get, like, one time I was within one client, and then the next thing you know, it was 4 clients. And so I've just been kind of chasing that. And I'm trying to be patient and do it in the good time, because God's time is always best. And So anyway, so that's my challenge, is maybe being patient and continuing to work hard at it. So I think that's what I got. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Debbie. You know, again, that's the whole process, you know, like Debbie Pascal mentioned, growth, right? We're learning and we're trying to figure it out as we go along. And, you know, I love the fact that you're going to Toastmasters, and the point that you said about listening, Dee posted about Mr. Rogers, you know, I mean, we watched that movie this weekend. I mean, that's all he did. He listened and reaffirmed back to people, giving them that intrinsic validation. And it's just a great reminder that, again, when people listen and we give them an opportunity to feel heard, that great things can happen in a relationship and we can move the relationship forward. So just thanks for sharing that, and excited for your goals. So anyway, all right, we are moving on. Where are we moving?
We are. So tonight we thought we'd talk a little bit about, it's the holiday season, right? And so what do we have with Optavia? We have such a gift. We have a gift to be able to give people for their physical health. But the goal is to see beyond that, right? As coaches, to realize what we have to offer to our clients, and also for our clients to see, and for us to be able to inspire them to really want to step into what we offer, which is true optimal health. And that is the opportunity for healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And I thought it was appropriate to show that that part of that podcast. Thank you to Betsy, who shared that about fear, because I personally had a huge fear initially in my early years of coaching around talking about the business with other people. And I'm just curious, maybe by a raise of hands, or you can just say, so am I in the comments, but is that something that you guys experience? Do you feel hesitation or some fear around talking about the business, or how to bring it up in a way that's conversational? Okay, so thank you for making me feel better, because one of the things I think I faced as a big challenge. Thank you, Kathy. I see you waving at me, and Mindy. That if we get too much into just offering the program, that is great, but we're actually doing a real disservice to our clients if we're not also offering them the opportunity to help others. And I'm going to say this because what I've learned in 8 years of coaching, and Larry knows this as well, is that that statistic of being 5 times more successful at keeping your weight off because of the fact that you're helping somebody else, that is real, you guys. And so I feel almost a moral responsibility to talk to my clients about why they want to be embracing this and walking the journey themselves. And then, as Dr. A says, we heal ourselves and then we turn and help somebody else, because for no other reason, it's going to help them on their journey. And so if you're not aware, if you're new to Optavia, the statistics actually show that a client is actually 5 times more successful in reaching their goal and maintaining their goal by helping somebody else along the way. So I have conversations with people like, hey, even if we only help between 2 and 5 people, like, this is something to talk about, because for no other reason than what it's going to do for you. But every one of us on this call, our coach had that courage to talk to us about coaching. And I think every single one of us, has benefited from it in some way, whether it's from our own physical health, the personal growth, and also hopefully the financial growth and that meaning and purpose that it so serves. So I think that it's number one, first and foremost, it's our mindset around sponsoring that really makes the difference in how well our conversations flow and how well they're received by our clients, because they'll really know that we're talking to them about their best interest and not that we're interested in them possibly coaching because of something that might be of benefit to us.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always stress the importance of just people looking at other programs. So whether it be OA, any kind of addiction that's out there, I mention that to them and they say, why do you think that is? Why do you think all these programs have that? Because again, we have to embrace it. We have to embrace our challenges, recognize them, and then by coaching others, that helps us stay accountable. And it's just, it's the mindset and the way it works. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, it's new to our clients when we introduce this idea. I mean, as a Southern term, like, bless their heart, all they think they're doing is coming to learn how to lose some weight, right? And do what they've always done, which is diet. So we are totally exposing them to something new, a new concept. So it's going to take a while. Remember, we are just starting to awaken them about creating health versus losing weight and why it will look different with Optavia. And what I really want to encourage you guys to think about is really take that role of a coach. Like, you guys have walked this program. You know the benefits of embracing all the components of it. You know the benefits of coaching. So don't be afraid to talk about it with your clients. If it's conversation, not that we're telling them what to do, but we're really engaging in why it's in their best interest, they will start to be awakened and start to move in in the direction of what's going to help them best. And I know over time, as you know, honestly, at this point, I'm probably even more comfortable talking about the business and the benefits of coaching than even the health program, because to me, it all goes together. There's no distinction in it. There's plenty of opportunities, and we're going to break this down in further calls, but there's a tool that I want to be able to show you that you can start using now to bring your own awareness to this process, and also to actually start a flow and a process. So Julie, why don't we tag team a little bit together, Julie Apple, because you have started using this tool and seen a significant value in it. And if you want to come off mute, maybe you can just share a little bit about your journey of first helping clients with weight loss, and then how you've shifted around that topic.
So I started as a personal trainer and totally used the program just for my clients for their nutrition habits. And then over the past I started coaching, 4.5 years ago. So probably over the past year and a half, I started shifting more to being so close to coaching coaches to now, okay, well, I can see the benefit for our clients. I can see that how this can change your life beyond just eating. It's for your finances, for your whole family. So I have been working with one of the AUG coaches, a separate personal development business coach. And she gave me this great idea as we've worked through helping coaches, that she has another person she mentors and they use this tool. And so I just made it for myself and shared it with Dee and Larry. And we thought this is a great way for all of us to start the process of, okay, did we even talk about coaching when we did their kickoff call? When was the first time I even mentioned coaching? Or am I scared to death to even say anything about coaching? So it never came up in the first 5 conversations, which then it gets real awkward when you talk about coaching down the road. So I started using it with clients, and it makes it go so smooth because you drip coaching, and I think Dee's probably going to screen share. I can, but it's just, you check off as you do each of these easy, simple processes, you check off where you're at in the process. When it comes up, you guys, it'll make more sense. So I just listed, do you guys all see it? Somebody give me a thumbs up or raise your hand. Vicki Meister, I can see you. Okay, good. So when you have a coach candidate, you just fill in the left side, their name, and keep adding to your list. And then as you're working with those clients, you can jot down, did I drip coaching? And when was that? And then the next best thing is to do a celebration call, tips call, because that's the best way to integrate them to our community. So then you can write, did we do a celebration/tips call? Okay, what date was that? Let's keep moving this ball forward as I continue to coach these clients and they're getting amazing progress. And then their families are asking them. So you've already been talking to them, and it just makes the whole process much more smooth. And then you can talk to them a little bit more. If they express interest and it comes up during the tips call, you can send them one of the videos about coaching. They get a bigger taste, and then you can talk through that the next week when you talk to them. So hopefully you guys can see how this just keeps moving the process forward in an organic, natural way. And you see all those conversations start to come to fruition. And then it just makes sense. And people are like, well, of course I want to help my family. I want to help my friends. We've already talked through all this. Yep, we'll start. So it just becomes natural, and it's not just these weird, awkward conversations. That's how I felt a couple of years ago. It was real awkward and I didn't understand it all. So now using this just helps me, okay, take this from day 1 till month 1, month 2, whenever it makes sense for your candidate to come on as a coach. So hopefully that helps you guys kind of work through the system.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. We will post the link to that spreadsheet so that, so the document so that you can create it and use it for yourself. But I really love I think sometimes, I'll talk to a coach or even myself, I'll think about it and think, well, how has the conversations looked, or what has it sounded like with a particular client or coach candidate, and realize that there are gaps in the process. And one of the things, and we'll spend more time with this, we're going to break this down in the future, but one of the big things is actually doing an actual invite. The ask was the last block on there, to actually invite somebody to join us. Very often we talk at our clients, you'd make a great coach, you'd be good at this, it's super awesome, all the things we say, but we never actually extend that invitation and that invite for them to join us. So thanks, Julie, for sharing about that. And Meg, you've had a real shift in your business over the past year or so with coaching, and now helping coaches acquire and support coaches. So what do you think of this tool, and what can you offer about the process of talking about it?
Yeah, I think that's a really cool tool. Excited to see more about it. But one of the things that I recommend that everybody think about right now is think back on when your coach first asked you to coach. Think back at what that experience was like for you. Did you say no? Number one. How many times did you say no? I said no at least 7 times. I don't know about you. And then think back, seriously, think back. Why did you say yes? What about this idea of coaching made you say yes? And then take it a step further and really ask yourself, why am I so glad that I said yes? What am I looking forward to? It's those thoughts, and really maybe after this call, you can spend just 5 or 10 minutes digging into those questions. So how many times did you say no? Why did you say yes? And why are you glad you said yes? But getting into that real emotion, that's what people connect to, right? And so when Dee talks about the gift of coaching, it's so easy. And I thought this, I was like, oh, that's just jargon. Like, oh, like the gift of coaching, you're going to be more likely to be successful. Y'all, it is not jargon. This is a real, incredible gift. It really is a gift. So every time you are bold and you are brave and you use that tool, that could be somebody's ticket to freedom. And so I recommend for everybody that you're talking to, imagine that. Harness like what this could mean for them. Is it going to be a financial need? Is it going to be a relational need? There are so many lonely people. And we have the most incredible community here in this group. What a gift that is, to give somebody who's lonely that community, that gift. Or is it accountability? So write down all the reasons why people say yes to coaching. And it'd be great if we could pop them in the comment box. And if this is helpful, let me know. But and then figure out, okay, I'm talking to Kathy or Debbie. Why would Debbie say yes? What does Debbie need in her world that's gonna help? Why could this unlock her version of freedom? And let me just tell you, like, it is scary when you first bring up coaching, but the more you talk about it, the easier it's gonna get. And so just do it. Just bring it up as often as you physically can, and stay connected to your gut and your instinct, because there are some clients that I bring it up every week because it is just on my heart, and I fight for them and I fight for their freedom. And that's just what I do. And I try to stay in touch with my instincts, right? If I'm feeling like, oh, okay, I need to take a little break, and you work with your business coach on what that looks like for you. But I'm just saying, if you are not hearing no, you are not doing this right. You are not asking enough, because I hear no all the time. But you know what I also hear? Yes. I hear yes because I hear a whole lot of no's. And the next no that you hear, that means you're going to be that much closer to the next yes you're going to hear. So resistance is okay. Don't be afraid of hearing no, because it just means yes is around the corner. And keep it fun. Remember how fun it is to coach. Bring up that energy that you're having, because I've heard people talk about coaching like, oh yeah, you should really be a coach. It's really great, because they hear things like on this call, like, oh, yep, I know I need to be doing this. But that's not inspiring, right? Like your energy, people, like right now, you probably feel my energy because it's real. It's coming through the phone. And if I'm on the phone with you, you're going to hear my energy. And so, if you're new at coaching and you're like, man, Meg, like it hasn't changed my world yet, or I'm just brand new, whatever. Use my story. Use Dee's story. Use anybody's story on here as your own, or not as your own, but use that in your call. You know, you can use what coaching has done for us to help inspire other people. That's totally fine. So I think I'm getting a little carried away here, Dee, so sorry. But those are just some tips, some things that I've been using that have really been working well in my business and the businesses of people that I coach. So, all right, thanks for letting me share, Dee.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I think what I heard so much was your passion and your heart. And that's what it is. Like, you know, Meg's personality is different than my personality, which is different from Julie's personality. But the one thing we all have in common, you guys, is we all have a heart and we have ears to listen to what our clients need, and a mouth to ask them questions. Right. So all these opportunities we have when we connect with our clients to find out about their world, find out about their life, never make any assumptions about anyone that they're happy in their job or they're happy where they are. Some people, that's all they know. And we're going to expose them or awaken them to something that's totally different and awakens a lot of possibility. And it might just be some little baby steps until we get to that point.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Meg's style is a great style and it works very well for her. We're all different personalities, but the key thing is making sure people know who you are and what you represent, and making sure that they know that there is excitement out there. There's a dream. There are opportunities out there for them. So again, Meg, great stuff. Way to bring it tonight. Appreciate that. Great job.
Love. We are in a great position, you guys. Like, it's the most wonderful time of the year in Optavia world, because right now is when people are making their decisions. They are making their decisions. The new year is coming. So people are thinking about what are they going to do with their physical health? Are they going to make a change in their career? Do they need to cut back on their spending because maybe they've spent too much through the holidays? So now we want to stay visible. We want to stay out there. Just like Debbie mentioned, when people pop out of the woodwork. Larry and I took a cruise about 7 years ago, met somebody that I've just stayed in touch with on Facebook. She has never liked a picture. I didn't even know she was seeing my stuff. I popped the picture up there today, and within a minute, she sent me a message, and I didn't even know she was out there watching. It was just that right time for it.
Northern Maine.
She lives in Maine. So be visible out there. We are going to be offering a January challenge that's going to be launching the very 1st of January. So be thinking about that. We're going to roll it out, and we will have a call next week, and we're going to be talking about it all in detail next Monday, the 23rd. So we'll have something for you guys to be finishing strong, but you can already start talking to people about, hey, we're going to have a January challenge. If you're thinking you want to make a change, it would make a lot of sense to go ahead and move forward, place your orders now and before the end of this year, actually right after Christmas. Yep. So, all right. The 8 o'clock, Dr. A is up, and then 8:30 is Tracy Scars. I mean, you want to talk about energy. She has energy, and she's going to give you the gold standard on ways to finish this month of December strong. So we'll see you on those calls right after. Thanks for being a part of it. Thank you to Debbie, to Julie, and to Meg. We are a team, and we are all better together. So thank you, and thank you to Larry.
See you later.
All right. Bye, guys.